So, um, gonna. I've already started the spread here. Just kicked on the recorder, so we'll kind of jump from there. But still doing the tarot with a combination of the dual cards. But now we're gonna get a little bit more relational. And so this is I'll just do divine feminine, divine masculine, and that just means one's a passive and one's a pursuer and a chaser. I don't like to say runner chaser, but so out the gate we got the Ace of Wands in the reverse with the Strength, right? Which is such an interesting combination, and I feel like that's the runner, which I'll assign to divine feminine, but it may be reversed in your situation. So just take it as it applies. And again, especially nowadays, it can and more. There are a lot of men that are just like walking into their power, and in that divine feminine, just focus on the career energy, and then there can be this sort of like masculine energy that's in women that are they're pursuing, but they're like pursuing with like the mastermind kind of style. If you look at the lyrics to that Taylor Swift song, or the dropping, it used to be like dropping the handkerchief in front of the knight or whatever it is. It's did you yeah, enough said on that. But however it applies there, again, there's just so much power in these dual lyrics here, and so this is like I'll make sure I got this ace from Levant. Yeah, so there's been so many rose things here, with the Beauty and the Beast element, and just so there's but that the perfect circle song Rose, where she's the deer in the headlights, right? Locked down, terrified. And I think that's just because there's been space and a reconnection, and so it feels like a not wanting to make the same mistakes as the past, but also kind of seeing what's here. Like there's a restraint, not from disinterest, but from wanting this to be real. Wanting to not just be a fleeting thing, and just seeing. It's kind of like seeing, is this the same person as before? If people have they changed so much. And a lot of times when it feels very twin flamey, where early catalyst twin flame, or when they haven't ascended yet and they meet, there's usually some like betrayals, and they trigger everything in the other person that they need to heal, essentially, and so it's like there was passion, but something kept it from growing, usually karmics, and the fact that you hadn't ascended yet. And so a fire that should have ignited but got snuffed out, but it's a catalyst, right? So that there's such a, and again, after this we get the Six of Cups in the reverse. There's a nostalgia there from what was from before, but things aren't like that before. Time has passed, and it could feel like a betrayal. It could be, maybe you aligned with karmics, maybe he did. There's always the Montagues and the Capulets, right? That's the love story. But waiting, that makes the hope deferred, courage in the sun and all that. So does she know how much you're holding back? Do you know how much she's holding back? Because there's always a lot under the surface, right? We don't have the moon out, but NA beer, best day brewing. So non-alcoholic, though it is like really late here. So on top of this, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Cups reverse, we have this Nine of Cups sideways, like landing on them. So you're kind of being torn with that Nine of Cups sideways. You want this emotional fulfillment, but is it sustainable? Is this real? Is this worth sacrifices? Because everything is, and putting all. I do feel like there's such a soul recognition and such a magnetism in this, that there's a worthy. This is the pearl of great price kind of situations here. I mean, look at the oysters here on the cups, but there's good memories and there's bad, and on both sides. But it's like, do I want the person, or do I want the version of them that I've idealized, and that I used to idealize, and then I idealize it a different way now? And it's like, do you just want to love and be there for the person, support them, and however they choose to show up, and who they are as a result of knowing me, without me changing them and controlling them? And that's the thing, that's the concern, is using somebody as narcissistically, paralyzed, this paranoid, paralyzed vampires act as getting a little old, draining patience, draining vitality. So it's the authentic place where two separate lives, but then combine, because it's not just how the other person makes them feel, but it's buying into the other person, and that being vulnerable enough to let that masculine force integrate you into his energy, or vice versa. Or will she let you do that? Yeah, that's what I mean. And so, gotta make sure this is the right version. Yep. Okay. So, Seven of Pentacles reversed. I don't love that. Past agendas, subconscious, unconscious, have played a role in how this all has unfolded in the past. And I feel like one of you has just been so forgiving, and you both had to be forgiving. But it's, she's her, or each of your higher selves have really held on to this connection, and then uses a way to keep the karmics away, or just you're not as good as this person, you're not as good as this person's better, whatever. And then this person's there, and you're like, oh, they're different. But it's, and just the recurrent, and that's it. There's a lot of lying someone's lying to themselves. Both of you are, maybe, it's because there's the ideal that you can control, and then there's the real person, and then all this is a lot of surrender to yourself, to the reality, to all of this, so that, but that your soul's holding on to it, your spirit's holding on to this person, but your child is the fearfulness, that which you can't control, that which might force you to, you can't just use this other person as a, wish granting genie, or, egoic self-fulfillment. I feel like you both ascended enough to know that you've got to meet in the middle, and find that partnership where you can fill each other's cups and let each other have that role. Because, if either of you get codependent, you're not. Yeah, well, because there's this holy dependency that I think is great, that people are throwing the baby out with the bathwater with dealing with controlling codependency. Guys like a lot of neediness that's authentic, that's not secret, control manifesting secret neediness. Yeah, enough on that card. If you combine them all together, though, we have kind of someone's praying like a martyr till dusk till dawn, and trying to get what they want, dealing with the devil, all this stuff, right? Or someone's actually praying and someone's going the other way, but yeah. Maybe did she deliberately smother that spark of the Ace of Wands, or was it just burned out from waiting? Because it's like that. Seven of Pentacles is reversed. It's like she lost patience. He did. He lost patience, or just tried to convince himself that no matter how much you sabotage it, betray it, put that spark out, it just lights right back up. Right. And we're gonna go from these next, but. This is what it's that Beauty and the Beast rose, and someone's like, I'm gonna set that rose on fire. I'm not gonna kiss him. Or I'm not gonna kiss her. Just gonna, because it's just fearing the vulnerability, wrestling with self. Because it's they're making me aware of how much I need to. Give me the karmics that are just the NPCs, versus that I can control. Look at him. She's walking into a wall over and over again. And it's no, this is the real deal. That's what you signed up for. Or no. If it's, if they're still in the catalyst twin flame phase of just they're just going to betray you, or, get you in the triangulation, but not like it's not like a poly thing. It's like just controlling you, trying to get you to compare to somebody else, or like they probably were doing with you with other people. It's more like, yeah, you're gonna sense that, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a no. You don't want to get caught in another karmic loop. But we can't. No one wants to lose more time to those. Not in 2025. Whenever there's a massive great awakening happening right now, all these people. So why you guys are together? That's why you're on this channel. So her higher self has known that she is avoided the truth, but that she's been suppressing. So she doesn't want to lose you. Is this a revival or is this closure? Is this clarity? Is this the lesson? Because that nostalgia can lie, and it's in the reverse, right? So that's what we got. All right, we have a Page of Swords, and we have the Five of Wands in reverse. Eight of Cups, Queen of Cups, right? And the High Priestess. Okay. I mean, the Page of Swords is just that you're kind of just watching. Yeah. Waiting, watching, looking for signs, synchronicities, confirmations, and just everything to fall into place. And maybe you just want to get everything, play some of your cards, get them off your chest, and either then, let that, if they reject you, okay, good, then you don't have to deal with this. It's another setting that rose on fire thing. But it's going to hurt, but if, it's the Wayne's World thing. If she bolts, it was never me. If you hurl, and which is to like emotionally release all the stuff you're holding back, and she stays, bonus, Yeah. Will she still love you in that hanging out with Ravi Shankar? That's our face. Yeah. So, are you waiting for a cue? I think you're just gonna have to just yeah. I mean, the High Priestess is out there, so he already knows, or she already knows. So it's just a matter of you doing this for you. I think if they're here and they, I mean, she doesn't give easy answers. She asks you to sit in the silence, trust what you already know, and maybe what you are not accepting, or that vulnerability or that kind of thing. So maybe you're just testing. You're giving a little bit, or just seeing how they're doing with stuff. You're integrating that. But do you know why these things keep ending? Are you paying attention? Or are you seeing what you want to see? Are you caught in an illusion? Or are you caught in an illusion and like the true love's kiss from this person is the only way out? It can feel that way with the road here. But you're trying to see beyond the immediate emotions and seek the clarity, not just a connection with the memories of this person. Is this person, however they are. So you're connecting with your higher self, and you're trying to connect with their higher self in a way that, like, just a clarity and honesty. There's that you lie, you cheat, and steal, and yet I tolerate you vibe here. The Seven of Pentacles reversed. And that Four of Wands reversed is more bad news here, where the connection didn't feel stable. Did she feel a sense of future and then panic, or did you pull away before it can become real? Or is it just like kind of just pushing it away because the universe is like, you guys need to grow apart space and then come back. I feel like it's just that you're at that moment, but is it like, are you guys going to nurture the flower or stomp it? Is one person going to withhold the water so that they make sure they get enough sunlight. Like, I'll give you water, but you better, the second that sunlight isn't enough, that water, I think there's a need to get on the same team, to get on the same page, but to find out, I think the problem is because people they grow and they change, and one gets on the spiritual path, one gets on kind of they get a bug bite or something like that. What is that little rash? I don't know. I feel like a little bump there. So maybe she convinced herself it was easier to, let the emotions fade. They kind of work through these deeper emotions, but let's see. Queen of Cups, High Priestess. Queen of Cups. If you take those together, he definitely feels a lot more for you than he's ever admitted. And I feel like he said a lot. Or vice. It's definitely, both are kind of giving that energy. Yeah, if he is here as a Page of Swords, just kind of like that. It's like I just feel like you guys are both the High Priestess, honestly. But it's like she's the Queen of Cups, she's the Page of Swords. He's kind of in that overachiever, kind of Abed or Lisa Simpson kind of thing. So there's a loss because again, this is all built on that Wands and Ace of Wands in reverse with the Strength, where it's just like you feel the loss from before, but the recognition of what it could be. And so it sounds like, well, now we just, if our powers align, we come together, there's this, you feel, it's like the more you touch on it, the stronger. It's like, oh, I remember this. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is what I've been waiting for. Is it here? Here it is right here. And it's like, oh, it's burned right. But, control or fulfillment. How do you do the work to where you enjoy that equally? But if it's still that avoidant kind of thing, and get a little bit of fulfillment, and then go back. I don't know what it is. Like, come up from air, get a little sunlight, get a little oxygen, and then go back underwater. It's like, Do you want clarity, closure, or the possibility, just like rekindling, or do we just go for it? Do you want to set yourself free or set yourself on fire? So, let's see. Some more energy here. There's more on this. Eight of Cups, High Priestess. Two of Swords. Judgment. Two of Swords is scary. Same album, but what's coming through is alive. What's holding up is a mirror. Singing songs as a snake. It's denial, uncertainty, refusing to see. Or throwing you the obvious and you flee with it on your back. It's but it could just be fear of the what the truth will be. High Priestess is confirming a lot, though. Doing a lot of work here. So Judgment is, it's an awakening. You both have had them or are having them. And it's demanding resolution. It's demanding clarity. It's demanding, I choose to give and love and do what it takes to step through. But if you leave behind the place of negative and blind and cynical from reflection, we'll find that we're all one mind. Something is about to come full circle. That's just Judgment. And so it's like, so are you just seeking redemption, or to confirm what you already know, or just to get another taste of it's a doctor with a taste you said you bring to me? You know what I mean? It's like that love addiction, I guess. Because this is a deep well here for both of you. And it's like, is this the connection that you just reaffirms your own lovability? Because like you can find that within yourself and within your higher self and with the Lord, but it's Maybe Cups is still. I love the artwork, first of all. But it's like, it's like leaving behind the narcissist. I don't want to be down here with all these narcissists, I got to crucify the ego for it's far too late. And then that far too late is like what you don't want to do, what you don't want to, that's already happened. It's already felt like too late, even though it's, maybe it's just right on time. But you don't want it to be an echo of just what it was in the past. You don't want to keep changing. For the high fidelity's like, she's a regular person. She's in the phone book, or the over idealized thing. Everybody's just a broken person. You have yourself on the pedestal and have them on the pedestal too. But you don't want to be anybody's trophy. You're caught between what was and what could be. And how do we make those the same thing? It's releasing control. That's what it fears. You've got to be vulnerable with yourself. You're honest with yourself, and then trust in yourself with the other person. Maybe some tests we would see if they are trustworthy, that kind of thing. And I feel like there's been twin flames betray each other. Just move past that or whatever. That's just until they ascend, and they decide that they don't want to. The Modest Bell song, they have a thing they consider their only art of screwing people over. That starts off that way. But they're just like, it's the twin fighting. They trigger in each other everything that needs to be healed. But then they also give them a taste of everything that they want. And once they heal those parts and they come back together, then it's just that, that's why the karmic works so hard to keep those two people apart, because it's just like, But I mean, it's still a lot of work, and a progression. It's growing together, but it's, You have so many testimonies and so much you can say related to the work that you've done once you get there. I think we need some more, but what do we need some more on? Yeah, Two of Swords. It's like, I saw that gap again today, but you were begging me to stay. I managed to push myself away, and you as well. So you've been at a standstill, but not because the love is gone. You just caught between fear and hope, and letting go and reaching out. And I just feel like you are. We pulled these earlier, and let's look into the 5D on this, and it's like new beginnings, And so he's saying like, or no, I think she is. This is her hidden truth of like, I'm ready to start again. I've realized what was missing in my life, and it was you. This love has changed to I am. Give me a fresh perspective. There's no going back. And when I met you, I want to have, I never look back. And we also had it hopeful. I know we'll be together again, and I hope we can put the past and the bad times behind us and start again. We're just asking a lot. But I hope you can forgive the error of my ways. I feel like you weren't ready before, but you are now. That judgment is that Thomas, like, show me the way to begin. Illuminate me, right? That's you're both being open and ask, like, if you could just say, so how do you think it's going to work? What's your plan? She still thinks of you. She wonders if it could work. So do you. And so everything in the past was only leading to now. You're being pulled back together, not just out of nostalgia, but like, because this is a real bond. This is the real thing. But that's the scary thing. And so that's why people sabotage it. That's why you both did. If you ride the spiral till the end, it just may go where no one has been. What was meant to be, Eight of Cups. Look at you guys as the sunset in the ocean. You can see the moon and the sun there. I think you both feel the same way, and you're waiting for each other to do the labor and the work, and you gotta just make, you give a few steps, I'll give a few steps, you give a few steps, you don't rush it, but You were meant to separate so you could come back stronger, of course, in a sin, because it's a nightmare when it's, you know, when the other voices get involved. You gotta realize them karmics that want to keep every one of y'all apart. All your friends that are lying to you, wanting to keep you single like they are. Bad advice, all of them. You know what I mean? Projection, karmic control. I mean, maybe you have that friend who really does want you to find the right one and settle down, that kind of thing. But they usually want you to stay with the karmic or stay with the person that doesn't challenge you, so then they don't have to do all the maintenance of putting your fires out or whatever, helping you grow. Just want you to just have fun. Yeah. So they can live vicariously through you, making bad decisions while they make good ones. Yeah. I'd beware to cancel friends who don't know the Lord. But love is not about looking back. It is about stepping forward, but it's about learning the lessons, lest we learn them again. So, First Collective, they do feel like you do. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse. Queen of Swords. Whoa, too many. But I can't look away. These are weird too. What are these? Oh my god. What is this? Alright, so these little clump of cards came back. And then, but there's one card on the back, turn the other way. And who's that? This sneaky fucker. They nailed it. That's Six of Swords treachery. Oh, we got to keep going now. Yeah. But we got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, first of all. So in this next pull, right, we got the King and Queen of Swords with that guy behind it. I don't love that, but it feels real. It feels real. You probably know what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm getting something too on that. We got the Eight of Swords. We got the 9 and 6 of Pentacles. And then that sneaky bastard. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to write down my initial thoughts real quick. A lot of Pentacles out here. Oops. What was it? 6 of, yeah. Yeah. I think if you overgive a little bit and then you don't enable them to withhold and control as a form of control, because that's easier for them. Yeah, I mean, don't overdo withholding as a punishment either, though. But just let them, you know. But see them, recognize them. Little gestures from somebody like this means a lot. And then when you diminish them, it hurts. I can feel it. That's for somebody. Yeah, King of Queens and Swords. Yeah, all of this together is like cold silence has a tendency to atrophy any sense of compassion. Yeah, I mean, yeah, what I just talked about. Who's gonna break first? So it's a battle. Who could care less? These energies. It's kind of our battle, or a cursive called the battle of who needs who the most, or who's going to put logic above emotion, or they'll feel their emotions later, or when you're in around or something. But savor that. I feel like you do. Don't love the Eight of Swords, but I get it. You know, she's we had that martyr praying all day, or praying all dusk till dawn, and now we got the martyr, you know, that's treading water and needs to sleep a while. She's stuck. She's trapped between what she feels and what she allows herself to admit. And there's a hesitation. I believe that she's kind of safer alone, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's the fear of vulnerability. I mean, look at that. If you could just say it for her, and then she yes, like I mean, sure, if you're all twin flames, and that doesn't necessarily. I mean, it's not the same thing as soulmates, but I feel like there's that element there. It's kind of like catalyst soulmates. Is that a new thing? Have you made that? I don't know. Yeah. You know, the adolescent joke of the 6 and 9 of Pentacles being both in the reverse here amidst all the King of Queen of Swords with that sneaky master in the back. It's that energy is called I am being taken for granted, which is like not necessarily true, but it can feel that way when it's an avoidant and an overgiver, which they again, but I feel like that's the old model before they've ascended kind of thing. And so if we can get in this emperor, you know, yeah, we're not got all these swords and pentacles here. And there were some cups a minute ago, I swear. Yeah, I'm gonna hold them real eye on that 8 of cups here. Because otherwise it's like all you hear, read, or see on TV is just a product begging for your dirty dollar, you know. But again, we talked about leaving behind the cynical. Yeah. Somebody, it's he, but he has that divine feminine. I'm just going to grind and attract. So he withdrew, and somebody just jumped off. I don't know who it was. Oh, that 3 of Wands card was up here earlier, and I don't even, that haven't backed it in there. It was like hiding under something weird here. It was in reverse. We'll figure that in. But yeah, he wasn't going to settle for one-sided love. That was the overgiver. And so, you don't have to fight for affection. You can starve. I think that was the issue before. But is he ready? Again, if they ascend, no, make it just go to where no one else has been. Okay, I think it's actually a good thing. I think that him being hidden in the back like that, in context of all the other cards in this narrative, and the fact that it's already swords out here, is kind of like she wants not just peace, but like the end of this overthinking, the end of the push and pull, and the real connection that's was there all along. And she wants you to lead and show her that this time it's safe to come back, and that things are different. But if you had to go through a gauntlet of karmics to even get back there, you might be. I feel like I think you're in this. Your pentacles are upside down, and you're looking in the water, ready to get your arrows ready or something. And which is that King of Swords energy you're in, right? But it's like comes right after the 2 of Swords. So you're doing all this blindfolded. But you're supposed to be high priestess. What happened? Yeah. I just think there's some boundaries around games and withholding and clear communication and just, if you're both all in. I think the thing is if you're both all in. But yeah, you were the message of then what light and love was, I think, in a big way. And you want to you want to honor that, I think, and it's just you touch that, and it's like that stream. It just feels so good. So, yeah. So, again, I was talking about the card that just jumped down here because it didn't want me to forget it. So maybe we'll end with it. And it was hidden behind whatever this bottom card was way back when, a 7 Pentacles or something, or no, what was it? I don't know. Yeah, I guess it was underneath it. So which is like, yeah, and a grudge. He's talking about transmutation and all that, and just letting go of the resentments, that betrayal, the slow process of releasing that. It's not holding on to that anymore, so that you can everything can flow. And these cards starting to get the upright. The Ace of Wands thing can be there. There's a scar, but you can help close it. And just makes it clear. You're not doing her work for her, but you're making it easier. For the sake of that, and that's that masculine thing that leads and integrates, and it's probably your lack of leadership on somewhere or something, or whatever it is that enable the conditions for this to happen. I'm just kidding, but it's probably some karmics in there. Again, it's that the reflection we were talking about before. I pine away, crucify the ego. She wants closure, not just an ending, but what did it all mean? Phase, and have more high fidelity. But do you really want to know where she was on April 29th? I think you already know, high priest. Is there more behind the eyes of a fallen angel? The eyes of a, because you both started out fallen and you helped each other know what it was like to rise. That's that Icarus energy there. That Two of Swords is also a factor of that. But hey, this is 2025. But everybody's ascending and we're breaking out of this matrix, and so some doors are closing because they've been open for so long, but some are just now opening. It's for those of you in the latter. I think it's. If you stay silent, they're going to take that as an answer. But there's time if you want to mend it. This is. I think I'm feeling. This is the salvaging time, and it can be really good if you want to, or you could just let this be, just something else constructive that you can just draw from time to time. Is this a partnership? Is this something you reconnect with from now and again from time to time? Is this something where it's, you want to enable each other or feel each other's avoidant behaviors, but is this, you take that leap of faith and that plunge and lead and find that way? Do you find yourself needing to be a different person in order to do it? Or will they accept you as you are? I think that's part of those will be the questions. You're kind of like, you're having these conversations, you're feeling each other out, and after some more encounters and some reconnections, don't just perform and be that person. Final thoughts, advice. Don't just perform and be that person that you think the other person wants to see. You can whatever. You can do the things they want, whatever. Do honor there's always a meet in the middle kind of thing. But I just mean in terms of like proactively, there's a little bit of like not being, and I don't mean it don't be difficult necessarily, unless it's part of your testing or whatever. But who you are at the core in your authentic energy. And I think the more that you can try to operate from there while still meeting in the middle meeting in the middle while remaining authentic, if that makes sense, you're going to know if this is working. And taking the time to mend and heal the stuff. And if you just play all your cards and you play them all face up and authentically, but with wisdom, not because the days of fooling people is kind of, it ain't working like it did before, right? That's what everybody's saying. I was on the fooled side. I don't know. I do know because stop getting fooled. But this is the time to find out, is it real? What could it be? I think a lot of hindrances are freed up from that. So there's no need to like cloak everything in the secrecy or the manipulation and that kind of thing. It's actually okay to be a little bit authentic and just find where there's forgiving, and just burning every bridge because it's not perfect. The futility of that is, the Lorelei syndrome, I think, is best too. But it's not just seeing who's an albie that can be taken for a ride, but it's saying, okay, can this, can we move past the sword energy, lay down our swords, and find a place where we can fill each other's cups in a real way. And the more you can connect with yourself and know who you are, the more you're going to be able to build on that solid foundation that doesn't require all the manipulation to sustain it. You know, 'cause, you know, High Priestess is here, so it's gotta be from Rio. But again, it's accepting people, you know, flaws and all for who they are, and helping them grow, but also knowing that sometimes you just plant seeds and they grow. You know what I mean? So one of my friends said that, and I've just been that it is such wisdom. Trying to battle everything on either some kind of manipulative front or on some kind of swordy, argumentative front, instead of just like, no, all you do is just plant a couple seeds and just, you know, set some intention or prayer behind that, and next thing you know, that they're saying that back to you. Yeah, you're going with the flow. You're staying, you know, flexible. You're staying bendy. You know, Annie and Britta, stay bendy. All right, it's the rigidity, the thing, all that, trying to protect yourself from your hurt. It makes it hurt more when you go. If you go stiff in the crash land, you know, you just gotta stay flexible and flow with that, and just plant with the spirit. You know, what's happening in the 5D, you know, happens there first, and then it plays out down here, kind of, you know, like Jesus showed us. He did what he saw the Father doing, you know. So, operating from spirit first and trying to feed your spirit and your soul on the things that are nurturing, so that you can nurture others and live in that place there. So then these healthy emotions we can manifest these healthy connections that are truly rewarding, and start to reap all of that reward that, you know, we've had so much strife. So it's about time for some reward. You know, lateralist, the song, you know, talks about weeping with the widows. You know, mourning. You know, Matthew 9, mourning the bridegroom, mourning that divine relationship and connection. That's so, but you know, fulfilling. Yes, that's the disciples, the apostles, like praying and fasting and mourning because they missed Jesus after he ascends. And so, yeah, massive metaphor there. I'll let you fill in the dots and the lines. Thanks.